Delhi's Rouse Avenue court discharged former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his then deputy Manish Sisodia in the Delhi excise policy case registered in August 22, with Judge Jitendra Singh observing that there was no overarching conspiracy or criminal intent in the excise policy. In a 598-page order, Special Judge Jitendra Singh also heavily came down in the manner in which the investigating agency has proceeded by repeatedly recording the statements of the approver without justification and over a prolonged duration, saying that it reflects an exercise of discretion that cannot be characterized as fair or reasonable. He said, and I quote, "If left unchecked, such conduct risks converting the exceptional mechanism of pardon into an instrument for narrative construction rather than truth discovery, thereby causing serious prejudice to the accused and eroding confidence in the criminal justice system." End quote. His order read, "Where the exercise of power, though ostensibly within jurisdiction, results in the dilution of statutory safeguards and erosion of foundational principles of criminal jurisprudence, the court cannot remain a mute spectator." Pulling up the CBI over its charge sheet, which he described as conjecture rather than concrete evidence, the judge recommended a departmental inquiry against the CBI investigating officer. A closer look at Special Judge Singh's judicial record shows a consistent pattern: strict scrutiny of prosecutorial conduct, insistence on constitutional safeguards, and repeated reminders that state agencies are bound by the rule of law. Jitendra Singh is a senior judicial officer of the Delhi Judicial Service and is currently posted as Special Judge PC Act at the Rouse Avenue Court complex in New Delhi. In this capacity, he presides over cases under the Prevention of Corruption Act, those particularly investigated by the CBI. He was transferred to the Rouse Avenue courts in 2024 when the Delhi High Court transferred more than 200 judicial officers. The Kapil Mishra case. On March 7, 2025, Judge Jitendra Singh dismissed a plea by BJP leader Kapil Mishra, challenging the correctness of a trial court's decision to summon him in an electoral malpractice case tied to allegations that he made communal statements to seek votes in the 2020 Delhi Assembly polls. The case stemmed from an FIR registered in 2020 on the basis of a complaint filed by a returning officer. The complaint cited tweets and public statements made by Mishra during the election campaign, including references to the polls as an India versus Pakistan contest on February 8th, which was the election day, and remarks that a mini Pakistan was being created in Shaheen Bagh, the site for protracted anti-CAA protest. Alleging that the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress had created a mini Pakistan in Shaheen Bagh, Mishra had written on X, then Twitter, and I quote, that Delhi mein chote chote Pakistan bane. End quote. Following these statements, Mishra was booked under Section 125 of the Representation of People Act 1951 for promoting enmity between classes to gain an advantage during the elections. The prosecution also alleged violations of the Model Code of Conduct. In June 2024, the Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate summoned Mishra in the matter. Challenging that summoning order, he approached the Rouse Avenue Court in revision. Dismissing Mishra's petition, Special Judge Jitendra Singh remarked that his usage of word Pakistan to refer to a Muslim populated area was a brazen attempt to promote enmity on the grounds of religion. The word Pakistan, he said, is very skillfully weaved by the revisionist in his alleged statements to spew hatred, careless to communal polarization, and that may ensue in the election campaign only to garner votes. He said, and I quote, that the implicit reference underlying a particular country in the alleged statement is an unmistaken innuendo to persons of a particular religious community, apparent to generate enmity amongst religious communities. This can be effortlessly understood even by a layman, let alone by a reasonable man, the judge said, end quote. Observing that there has been an increasing trend in India to resort to communally charged speeches to garner votes during elections, the court added that this is the outcome of politics of divisiveness and politics of exclusion, which is a threat to the democratic and plural fabric of the country. Divide and rule policy, the judge said, of the colonialists are sadly still in practice in India. Furthermore, reflecting judicial concern over communal polarization in electoral politics, the judge further emphasized institutional responsibility in maintaining the sanctity of elections. The July 2025 verdict on ED's responsibility. In a separate case in July 2025, Judge Jitendra Singh dealt with a defamation complaint arising out of statements attributed to BJP MLA Bansuri Swaraj in relation to alleged remarks concerning Aam Aadmi Party's Satyendra Jain. The court examined whether Swaraj's statements constituted an independent act of defamation or if it merely reflected material already placed in public domain by the Enforcement Directorate. Upon consideration, the court held that Swaraj's statements merely echoed the ED's June 2022 tweet, finding no independent or malicious intent to defame Jain. The complaint was dismissed for a lack of a prima facie case, and while granting relief to Swaraj, the court made a strong observation about the conduct of investigative agencies, particularly the Enforcement Directorate. It held that any dissemination of information by such agencies must be accurate, non-misleading, and free from sensationalism. He said, and I quote, that it is incumbent upon an investigative agency such as the ED to act impartially and uphold the principles of fairness and due process, end quote. Extending the court's scrutiny beyond judicial criminal liability to broader responsibility of investigative bodies, he said that the presentation of facts in a misleading or scandalous manner can undermine the integrity of the agency and amount to an abuse of power, besides violating the fundamental right to reputation under Article 21. Thus, it concluded that presenting facts in a misleading or scandalous manner could undermine the integrity of the agency, violating one's fundamental right in question. The Delhi Waqf Board case. In November 2024, Judge Singh granted bail to an accused in the Delhi Waqf Board case involving Aam Aadmi Party legislator Amanatullah Khan, observing that the central agency's entire thrust has been on keeping him in detention without trial. This case related to an alleged irregularities in appointments at the Delhi Waqf Board during Khan's tenure as the chairman. He was granted bail in absence of prosecution sanction. According to ED, Kausar Imam Siddiqui acted as a middleman for him and purchased the property on his behalf from the proceeds of crime. However, noting that Siddiqui has been in custody since 24th November 2024, the special judge observed that there is not even a remotest possibility for the trial to conclude in near future. The state and its agencies, the court said, are expected to be equal votaries of liberty. Instead of channelizing their energy and resources for a speedy trial, it appears that the entire thrust of the prosecuting agency is to keep the accused in detention without the trial, the court observed while granting him bail. It added that the prosecuting agency cannot shy away from the responsibility in contributing to a speedy trial. He said, and I quote, pre-trial detention undermines the rule of law and adversely affects the credibility of state towards its commitment in protecting the basic human rights of an individual, end quote. Now, at this stage, when ED has opportunity to admit its responsibility for violating the fundamental right of speedy trial of an accused by causing delay, the court said that by not opposing bail, it has opted to oppose the bail with full vigor and vehemence, which is nothing short of defiance of mandate of the Supreme Court. Emphasizing on personal liberty and speedy trial as fundamental rights under Article 21. Lastly, calling out conduct in court. In November 2024, Special Judge Jitendra Singh summoned the Special Director of Enforcement Directorate after a counsel appearing for the probe agency addressed the judge in an offensive and derogatory manner with a loud tone. He directed the official to remain present physically at the next hearing and said that the presence was necessitated to initiate appropriate action for upholding the dignity of the court. The court was hearing the money laundering case involving Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar and other accused. 2 days later, the Enforcement Directorate told his court that the counsels appearing for the probe agency shall be sensitized regarding making false submissions and their conduct through a special program. With that, thank you for tuning in.